This is the match that everybody was looking forward to. A couple of people were mad at Floss, who did the bracket draw. And yeah, we had two legendary Chinese in here. They face each other round of 16. A little bit unfortunate, but also incredibly hyped. This was a WCG Grand Final. This was a WGL semi-final. This could literally be played in any stage, in any tournament across the history of this game. And yeah, we're about to get in here.
TS is wacky. Can you imagine if Infi randoms human on Terran stand? Interested to see how it works out. All right. GLHF.
GLHF indeed. We got Jarman with a €5 donation here. Hey guys, so awesome to see the whole gang casting together during this amazing tournament. Wishing you all the best. Indeed, back to Warcraft quad pod, but it's time to brush off the dust and bring back Nemo. It is time for Fly versus Infi, and with that, we move on to a Infi random versus Fly orc match on Terran stand. And Remo, what do we got here?
We're gonna have Fly in the top left, of course, as the orc, and Infi as random hits Night Elf. And this now is very interesting. Usually, Night Elf against Orc, Night Elves would veto this map nowadays, because Orc can harass pretty well early with the Blade Master, slow down the expansion, and perhaps, most importantly, can open up the Merc camp for mercenaries very quickly. For that reason, and perhaps some others, Night Elves tended to veto this map against Orc in the most recent tournaments. But here now, Fly doesn't know he's facing off against Night Elf. What build is he gonna go for? Is he gonna risk it and Blade Master? I think it might not even a bad idea to go Blade Master here, because Blade Master is only really bad against human, and if he's facing human now, if he's that unlucky on Terran stand, it's almost a loss anyways, so perhaps you may just as well play Blade Master.
And he absolutely does. Maybe inspired by Soen, who did really well with the blade here, but of course he will probably put more thought into the game as this and following into your footsteps. Keeper of the Grove for Infi, that is, I think, what we all expected.
Absolutely. And Infi's taking a big risk, dude. He's going for the Merc camp, which is going to be scouted by the Peon, and Fly went for the fast shop. He did the little lumber trick with having peons on lumber right away, so he can afford the fast shop and the fast barracks. The Blade Master can pick up a scroll speed right away, run over, and harass. And this is about as bad of an opening build as Infi could hope for.
Well, he plays random, he's going for the gambles, and this was an extra gamble on top of that initial gamble. Infi, will this work out? Peon is around, Blade Master at the shop, sells the TP, buys the scroll, and off we go. Is he in time for this creep?
Entangle first, he gets the first bit of experience.
Fly steals the Shadow Priest.
Last hit! Oh, he steals it!
Fly the Madman! Goes to show how amazing the server is here in China. Everybody here on a 4 MS ping or something. And here's the Blade Master wreaking havoc on this creep. Fly, just decide, what do you want to kill? Entangle this build. This is so much attention. Fly just going for the Ancient of War. This game might be over in 3 minutes. Reminiscent of WCG 2009.
Complete disaster for Infi. Fly, to be fair, he also lost the Shadow Priest and he lost the Scout Peon, but Infi lost his ability to creep. He's got Entangle first, not Treants. The only thing he can creep now is green camps, tiny green camps. He doesn't even have units. Infi needs to get this next Berserker. If he doesn't get the Berserker in 30 seconds, he cannot win this game anymore. So this is pretty much the focus of this early game. Blade gets the next last hit, and Infi is so far getting destroyed. Fly with a great comeback. WGL has been looking rough for Fly these last 2 months, but here, he's looking hot.
Oh yeah, man. Fly, he's probably not gonna play WGL as he didn't qualify for the top 4 again. It's not going up into the pro qualifier again. But here, this is crazy. This is as good of an opening as it gets. Is he gonna get all the creeps here? Entangle again. Windwalk. Creeps attack him too Fly, and he... Oh, if he gets the Berserker. Fly, not really. Reveal!
What?
And it is Fly in typical Fly fashion, losing his Blade Master, and... Is this game up for grabs again? This is Mantle, big mana.
And we're back to even, boys. And we're back to even. And that hurts for Fly. I mean, you know, it's a meme, Fly losing the Blade Master. Oftentimes, though, he creates tons of space with the Blade Master when it dies. For example, for his Shadowhunter creeping. But this was just totally overextending. He tried to get the Berserker, but didn't get it. And then he tried to kill the big creep, which had frost armor on it when the Keeper was around. Huge mistake by Fly, but I guess something we can be satisfied with, because that, again, makes this game pretty even.
Infi made it his quest to conquer the West, and yeah, a rough start, but good recovery, claiming the middle, and we claim more of your support. Thank you, Sonic, for yet another 250 bids, Mithran Drawer for the 17-month resub, and Cosmonaut for gifting 2 subs, Shaman coming in with a sub as well. Hype for this game, certainly real. Blade Master with the Ring of Regen, and I know 2 casters who absolutely love this item.
Hell yeah, bonus HP regen, always very nice to have. Especially on a Blade Master who will on tier 2 oftentimes be harassing the Night Elf so that the Shadow can creep, even doubly effective. But if the Shadow comes out, which he will in a moment, what's he even gonna creep?
What?
The Natural is gone, and the Merc Camp might be getting stolen by Infi, who's opting for a Panda second with double lore, which was scouted, by the way, with a Peon, interestingly. So should be Dryads coming in any moment now, and possibly Mountain Giants, which in the past looked almost unbeatable for us.
Nobody's playing Mountain Giants anymore. I've seen, I guess, 1 or 2 since the patch across multiple game modes, and yeah, here we go. Also, very interesting choice, Panda second, no Alchemist going with this, and it's becoming more and more of a trend as well.
Shadowhunter getting greeted with an Entangle right away. He's almost getting surrounded, but the Orc is close by. This should be a pretty easy defense here for Fly, especially with his Speed Scrolls. Hex first, coming in against the Berserker. It was probably not too easy to choose for Fly. He knows Dryads are coming, but he still wants to go for the Hex right now to find these kills. Kills 1 Berserker, and is about to kill a 2nd Berserker, and those give tons of experience as well.
Not coming in for free, as he's losing a couple of grunts as well, but the Blade Master's going crazy with the Claws of Attack +5. Shadowhunter with good chakrams, and we're pretty much down to heroes only. Do they want to play Dota here?
Yeah, and I think this should greatly favor Infi. He's got the Dryads coming out, and if he ever does get to Mountain Giants, oh Fly, are you gonna be in trouble? Some good denies coming out here. Might even be a kill on the Panda. Oh, Infi actually TPs out to save the level 1 Panda. Very interesting. Oftentimes we would see that hero getting sacrificed, but Infi wants to make sure the Panda can keep on creeping and accelerate and be the late game carry that he needs to be.
Remo, in the past couple of weeks, I was always pretty close to a nervous breakdown or a little bit of a meltdown, but didn't Fly go for Shaman initially? There's a Torrent Totem now in his base.
You mean like, did he have a lodge? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I think he started building a lodge.
I didn't see that one, but perhaps I missed it as well.
Oh, chat, please confirm that I'm not going crazy here.
He built it and canceled it when he Peon scouted the lores.
Yeah,
Thank
with the
you.
Peon Scout, it makes sense. Against Riots, you definitely don't want to have Shaman. Walkers also might not be too great. Some orcs out there, like for example Focus, when they scout Dryads, they will go double bestiary and just pure raiders and just hunt down these Dryads, 1 ensnare, meaning 1 kill then most of the time. Because of course Spirit Link can also be dispelled, but it's gonna be pretty expensive in mana. As Fly keeps creeping, he's gonna take the next big yellow camp. But the Shadowhunter doesn't have an army big enough to solo creep. The Blade Master has to be around, so this Shadow's level 3 is gonna be extremely late.
Yeah, this might get him closer to level 4 Blade Master, of course, and with that higher crits, they're already pretty good. Sobi Mask is a wonderful reward for him as well. Infi, not really at a level 3 Panda as well, so nobody really wants to fight. Man, this Renegade, haven't seen him so far out. Is there a backstab coming? Nobody got the big inward.
Hex on the Panda, try to prevent the damage. We see the damage flying in now. Drunken Hate's Breath of Fire on level 1, not too strong yet. The army for Fly is just such a joke. It's 1 Walker and 1 Raider, that's all he has, but he puts his trust in the Blade Master. And he has a trusty sword by his side, so in fact he can find some kills. But can he find the kill on the expansion? That will be the most important one. Tree of Life now standing in position. Entangling is occurring. And the Panda's gonna get level 3 here as well. And Fly knows time is not his ally.
Opens up the shop as well for heal scrolls, invul potions, super important against Hex. Blade Master focus, of course. Needs to use the heal scroll for creeping, as these little forest trolls were putting in quite some damage. Fly not going for the ultra aggressive this time, knife not between his teeth anymore, rather counter expansion.
Gonna be scouted right away. One archer moving up there. A telestaff doesn't seem too unlikely. So Blade Master, how much can he delay, harass, distract? This Ring of Regen, if you want to mention it again. Very nice. I hope he's gonna keep that as long as he has inventory space. Kodo's coming, Fly's army getting more respectable, and the Shadow Hunters should finally reach level 3.
Ooh, heal ward lightning shield creep. That is pretty sweet. Heals the entire army and damages the entire camp. Keeper, as you said, teleportation, staffs onto the archer, cancels the gold mine. But at least Fly is buying time for that. Maybe it was he denied that?
Fly could at least force the TP here. I mean, he saw the Keeper, obviously. Doesn't have a speed scroll. Kinda awkward.
Thank you, Saggy, by the way, for the €10 donation. Watching at 4 AM here in New Zealand. Keep it up, boys. Late night entertainment, love that. Can he save that Kodo Beast? Can he do something to this Keeper? There is an town portal, and he used that one before. That's getting pretty expensive. And with these treants, finally level 3 for the SH, while the Panda is creeping up as well.
Alright. Expansion will take a long time. Is Fly gonna have that time? Infi goes for a Shredder, and that screams out to me tier 3 play. Interesting position here for Infi. He could try to go mass Dryads with upgrades and try to push and prevent this expansion at all costs. But if that fails, he's gonna be in big trouble. Or he could play it passively and tech to tier 3 and get to those juicy MGs. Or Bears.
I was about to say, are you living in the past, Remo? Mountain Giants. Not a thing anymore. Mana Stone. On top of that, Sobi Masked. Yeah, this is a very, very good mana region now. Shredder indicates attack. There is the attack. For Mountain Giants, you would need quite some upgrades, eh?
Yeah, once you have those, though, they become very powerful. The second taunt not being in their arsenal anymore, of course, something that makes them weaker, but still the damage block is insane. In Infi, very good movement across the map. So he's getting the best of both worlds. He's getting the cancel without overcommitting on tier 2. He still managed to find the tier 3 transition, and this is now looking like an almost unwinnable game for the Orc.
But he still has a Blade Master. He still has crit level 2. He still has a lot of mana on the Shadow Hunter. So never count Fly out. He has crazy fight potential. When he's at his peak, he can out-micro almost everyone. Raider, Walker, more of the same for him, of course, with the upgrades coming in now as well. 1-0 for the Raiders. And Infi goes for the third TP in this game, always at the same position.
And the movement by Infi is just outstanding. Knows exactly where he has to be to get the crucial cancels and keep his own expansion safe at the same time. He is being somewhat greedy here with not producing for a while. Would also love to see some more upgrades on these Dryads, especially armor is very, very valuable. But we see now the next big investment. It is the Mountain Giant on tier 2 and then soon to be upgraded. You see, I told you, Neil. Mountain Giants are the shit against Orc.
Yeah, I wonder...
Just believe me, bro. Just believe me.
I wonder if Infi is just doing this like to prove a point that he can play literally everything. Shredder gets killed here.
I mean against Orc they are crazy good though.
They are crazy good, but like nobody else plays it anymore.
Yeah, but it's like, it was like when the Keeper got nerfed the first time. Everyone's like, oh my god, unplayable. But then after a while they realized, well, actually, it's still pretty good.
Speaking of, oh my god, Keeper, Zeppelin, Treants. Oh, Fly saw this coming. Gets a double dispel up, but Infi is just stepping on with the Panda as well. And that is another cancel. But does it go on the cost of A, another TP, or B, this expansion?
So much damage from the Raiders. Great at killing buildings. Really bad at killing mountain giants. But the Tree of Life is gone, and Fly might be inching his way back into the game. The problem is, MGs will still be there. But they don't have the upgrades yet. Kodo, let's go!
Hardened skin is about to be finished. Resistant skin is not. Ensnare on this one. Kodo is not moving forward. Might be a chance here. Heal scroll or heal wave immediately. But there's also an orb on the keeper. Damage intensifies.
And here we see the problem of Raiders. They're really good at killing buildings, but they're so bad in fights outside of the ensnares. Those are, of course, helpful. But in terms of actual damage and what they can tank, they're very underwhelming. Blade Master, heavy focus upon him, but he's got some potions. Use the heal pot there, has the invuln still. Shadowhunter in the back still healing and healing away. He's gonna have to TP out. Didn't get the Devour on the Mountain Giant, unfortunately. He would have loved to get that. But he did trade out some Raiders for some Dryads, so now it can go perhaps into stronger of a tier 2 army.
Didn't even try. Maybe he thought, okay, he has the upgrade anyway, and focused on other movements in this fight, but yeah, there was a big chance. Kodo wasn't too far away. Of course, if the Kodo moves forward, it will be focused, but there's also so much healing on the Shadowhunter. I'm not really sure if that was the right move, and now Infi, once again, the aggressor in this. Saves the walkers, Fly, and Blade Master sees this coming, of course. But is Fly ready again?
The second Shredder is here now. Dude, that Shredder sniped before, by the way, enabled so much.
Yeah.
Prevented the upgrades and the expansion also for a long time. Blade again. Takes a lot of damage, but he is tanky. There will be healing. Thorn's Aura is going to add a little bit of damage reflect here into the mix as well.
A little bit of a moon build. Hey, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, lots of misses, but the miss is not on the Blade Master, who's continuing to go crazy. Kodo Beast will be taken out. A little bit of a damage drop right here. 138 critical strike, one after the next. Breath of Fire, level 4. Wonder if it goes Drunken Brawler. Should be. Ensnares are flying, and the damage is solely coming from the Blade Master, I guess. Trying to force another Town Portal. That would be number 5. Eggs! Crit! Staff! But
the Panda is stuck here now. He has the Invul Potion, but that's probably not going to be enough to save him now, is it?
Oh,
the Keeper is staffing back in.
Wonderful!
Staff!
Oh my god, Scotty beat me up, and it's working wonderfully. Mountain Giant, okay, down. Keeper still has a TP. No mana for Hex anymore unless he uses the Mana Stone, or the Wand of Mana Stealing doesn't do so. Dude. And that is TP number 5. So reminiscent of previous WGL games, right? Where Infi was using these town portals so smart.
Yeah, I'm more impressed with Fly, though. This was such a horrible position. The opponent had tier 3, 2 bases, Shredder. You got your own expansion cancelled over and over, and you're stuck on tier 2. And he only had Raiders. Fly was supposed to lose this game, but he gets the Expo cancel. He gets the Shredder kill, which was so huge with the Blade solo. And Infi making one mistake here in the late game. He was being over-aggressive after the couple of cancels he had before. If he had just played a little bit more passively, protected his expansion before it fell, then it would have probably resulted in a win for him. Of course, you know, easy now to say, hindsight 2020 and all. But that expansion kill, super painful for him. But it's not over yet. Expansion is going to be finished once again pretty soon. But the army for Infi now is just laughable.
If there was a shadow of a doubt if these two legends are taking things seriously here at W3 Champions, or if they go for, I don't know, wonky builds, counter races, etc. They really, really want this. They fight tooth and nails here. Infi with another expansion up. Fly finally gets this Great Hall through, and a little bit of map control for Fly, especially by stealing these items here. Heal scroll, very, very important, and 1 XP away from the level 5 Blade Master.
What a sick game by Fly. Perfect opening, crazy throw into crazy comeback. That is just the duality of Fly.
It was about to say, like, isn't that the Fly game? If you ever saw a Fly game, that's a perfect description for it. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, opening this up once again, but there's so much healing. No TP on the Keeper this time, and snares are flying under the net, under the knife, not under the ground yet. There's of course a staff, but for that, risky situation. Double kill for Infi, almost saves one with the heal wave, level 3 of course. Infi's army, what is this? It's laughable. 1 Dryad taken out very soon. These bears, there's good damage against it. And level 5 Blade Master now. Hit me with them crits, Fly.
Can Fly close it out already with such a huge supply lead? It might very well be possible. This Shadowhunter has been carrying so hard with heal wave after heal wave. Here we see it again. The level 3 heal wave just doing insane amounts of healing. Healing which Infi doesn't have from heroes, only from bears. And even the new bears cannot keep up with the ORC's healing. Blade Master crit doing the rest, and this should be the end of the game. But I said that before and I was wrong. But what's the comeback potential here for Infi? He cannot really kill a base right now. And the Panda. If the Panda gets to 5, maybe. But he's not there yet.
The Iceman, will he find another solution back into this? Fly playing the safe route here with yet another town portal, siphoning the mana with the Wand of Mana Stealing. He really wants this tree and he really gets this tree. I wonder, oh, bear eaten, heal scroll, immediately town portal afterwards. This Kodo is potentially safe, and Infi calls for the GG. Fly the Madman takes map number 1.
I want to hear from Carson for this, because that wasn't that the sickest comeback, dude?
Jesus.
Like, how the hell did he win this game? This was done and dusted. This was gone. This was over. But somehow he comes back.
Yeah, I was thinking this at the start of the game, like 10 minutes into the game. I was like, I'm gonna have to control myself at the end of this game because I'm just gonna go off for like 15 minutes about this. This is such an interesting game from the very beginning, going with the Blade Master opener. Against random, like the Farseer Headhunters is so much stronger against it, but he goes with the Blade Master Fast Shop opener Peon Scout, the perfect counter to Night Elf on Terranus Stand. He just blindly does it, gets the Ancient of War kill, and then the most Fly thing ever. Normally, Orc players, they go for consistent answers against things. They want something that always works, so they'll go one build, and then they'll realize, is it Talons, is it Dryads, is it Mass Archers? And then they'll try to find a way to morph that one build into working against all 3 of these things. Whereas Fly, he does such crazy stuff against Night Elf all the time. He Peon Scouts the main base, cancels the Spirit Lodge, and just goes for Raider Walker. Like, nobody would do that because it's such an inconsistent style, but because Fly is such a madman, and that's why he's so successful against Night Elves, because he's willing to make these crazy plays. He makes it work with this weird army that we barely see against Night Elves, and just crazy fights with only Raiders, the Blade Master just killing everything in the backline. I think it was the items really that won it for him, the Sobi Mask and the Mana Stone. I think that's why those fights were kind of tilting towards the side of Fly. And most of the game, he never used the Mana Stone, notice. He always kept the Mana Stone just for the regeneration, and he always had heals. Insane game.
How happy was Remo to just have an analysis next to him and talk with him about the game?
Told you I had to restrain myself. Restrain.
Fangirling Carson a little bit here. I wonder if this map's gonna be an episode of Theorycraft, maybe. We, ladies and gentlemen, have ourselves a game number 2. It is Infi versus Fly. Infi still on random, and Infi getting human.
Alrighty. Echo Isles getting human. This would oftentimes lead to a fast expansion in a normal human versus orc matchup, but here we have orc versus random. Fly tried the Blade Master before. Is he gonna do it again? I don't think so. I think this is a really good map for Farseer Headhunters especially. And it turns out that's a very strong build against human indeed. We're gonna see with the next peon, is he gonna make a war mill or a barracks? It doesn't look like a barracks. In fact, the barracks would be late already. And there we go. War mill, Headhunters, Farseer. So Fly basically 2 games in a row with the perfect build.
Unbelievable.
Kind of lucky. Let's see if he can throw the early game again.
If he can. I mean, legendary game between these two on this very map at WCG, but things were a little bit different back in the day. Farseer, Headhunter opening against Archmage Footman. The normal stuff. Yeah, Fly really kissed by Fortuna today with the openings, with the decisions, with the items. 1 map away from the quarterfinal against Soen. So, Infi, are you going to expand or not?
So the altar is pointing south. That usually means we're going to have a natural creep first or the Merc. Merc camp could be really good. Get the Shadow Priest in early and get the level 2 right away. But if you lose HP there on the Footman and the Headhunter starts showing up quickly, it can also lead to a lot of headaches. Berserker there will be a big pickup as well. Fly, we can see, opting for the slow tech. Farseer Headhunters with double burrow before the tech. That's basically the slowest tech Orc can go for, or one of the slowest at least. But we saw that by Lin being played in WGL, and everyone was so amazed by it. We've been seeing it a ton from many Orcs.
Before we go into the nitty-gritty here, thank you, Nils, for supporting us by buying a War 3 champion snapback. Greetings to all the Spartans, Rocket Beans TV, Gym Discord, and every person who wants to be greeted. War 3 champions and back to Warcraft equals MVP. Shadow Priest again, stolen by Fly, immediately picked off this time. Immediate expansion as well, ring for him, and here comes Fly with some damage.
Very important for Infi here to get all the last hits. If he doesn't, he's going to be far away from level 2 for a really long time.
That's 3
In
kills.
fact, he got the wolf.
Is it
And
not?
these peasants, yeah, they're all going down. That's a rough one. That's a truly rough one. Honestly, I don't even think it had too much to do with that Shadow Priest. That one died so fast. But the Watch Element, the first one, didn't tank the creep, so I guess the peasants and the footies took the damage. But we have a new round coming in of peasants from the main, and Infi's gonna live or die by this fast expo attempt.
4 peasants down. And of course, pressure intensifies here at Fly. He is teching now, but he got a couple of Headhunters. Footman, of course, decent against that, but Fly also capable of kiting very, very well with these set Headhunters. Tower first, just to be safe, and Wolves in the main, but they're very hurt already. They shouldn't do too much.
Farseer looking for any holes, trying to poke in them and make it hurt. But we do have a good amount of footmen now, especially. But Headhunters can kite against these footies pretty well and whittle them down little by little. Infi's gonna need to defend, but he also needs to start his expansion. This is a super stressful situation for the human already.
If one can make the perfect decision in the world, it's probably Infi. He knows exactly what timing is better, what's more important, and he decides to go for that expansion. Wolf still causing a little bit of trouble, but it feels like Infi is getting things under control for now. Farseer comes back in, has decent amount of mana, so more wolves and more kills.
That's number 6, and that's gonna be number 7 here on the peasant kill list. Headhunters are very hurt, have to fall back, but can later on be healed with the heal self. The expansion will be finishing, but I don't know if we can exactly call it a fast expansion.
No, not anymore. This is gonna be finished at the, 5-minute mark, later even. And Infi would love to have some boots, would love to have stronger fireballs here, but nope, not getting it. How much longer can Fly delay this, and what's the follow-up?
One peasant kill away from level 2. Fly could rush tier 3 and go for some crazy late game with a tiny Great Hall, or he could go for a Panda, keep up the aggression. There's lots of options here for him. And there we go. He gets the level 2, not quite enough mana for the Chain Lightning. Just also Raider Walker and play map control and creep the entire map. That might be the safest way to go.
It's Fly. Is he playing the safest way? I don't think so. 140 HP. Let's dive into the human base. This should be the TP pretty soon. But yeah, buy as much time as you can. Nighttime halfway through. Infi finally on 2 bases. Needs a lot more time. And Fly, are you giving him this time? He doesn't even need the TP. Sends new wolves. Tries to deny the tower to keep the base open for future harasses. While a grunt is killing more peasants. Lovely play by Fly.
That's 2 corpses. Okay, killed 2 peasants. That wasn't too bad, but you know, everywhere a little bit. Everywhere poking is happening, and everywhere he's doing a little bit of damage. And Fly, he hasn't lost a single unit yet. It's gonna cost him some resources to heal this all back up again, but well worth it. And yeah, Fly, as you kind of anticipated, not interested in the safe play. He goes Shadow, double Bestiary, go, go, go. He wants to keep his foot on the pedal.
Is this Tom playing? Oh, Grunt, okay, getting sacrificed. I guess did a good job scouting.
Oh, that's a big deal. That's level 3. The first mistake here by Fly this game, and it's going to cost him right away. He's going to sacrifice another Grunt. 2 Grunts?
What? That's a little bit unfortunate. Free supply for raiders, of course. Oh, 3 HP. Brave Footman. No, getting grilled by this one. Farseer continues to harass. Shadowhunter continues to creep.
Yeah, that's a shame for Fly. He had a wonderful early game at the very beginning, but when he pulled back with the Farseer to his main to heal, that's when he should have pulled back the grunts as well. He was trying to do a little bit too much, and he lost the overview when he was creeping, and those 2 grunt losses really hurt him. That was the level 3 AM, and guess what? He's getting a heal score right away, tele staff, and now with the level 3 and all these footies, and I imagine defend, now Infi can be aggressive.
No defend yet, but also no reinforced defenses, only raiders. How are you holding this? Shadowhunter is quite busy in the middle still. And yeah, let's go kick these burrows. Reinforced defenses in research, but not yet finished.
And the first burrow is going to go down, but reinforce is going to be done for the second burrow. And so Fly can still make some units, so this repair is still very much worth it. If the second burrow survives, and now with reinforced, that should be good enough. Fly's arriving back at home. The raiders can find a lot of kills against these footies now. Perhaps it might even be worth to use the TP, but no, Infi holds on to that, sacrifices some of his units, and is trying to buy time for his tier 2, which is soon to finish.
Damn, he caught up quite quick, going for masonry upgrades. Walls off this town hall with farms, a little bit Sock-esque against Linguagua. I think this is where we've seen this before. And Dreamhack, oh, this poor footman. Left behind and slaughtered. Both players are losing quite a bit in the early mid-game stages, but I think this is way better for Infi as he's on 2 bases. His hero is super fine, and the unit combo should also be better for him in the long run.
Yeah, pure Raider Headhunter is not really made for the late game, but if you can continue to find pickoffs on the map and always keep the human low in supply, it might work out. And this is what the tier 2 tech and the Raiders give you. Full map control, where you can creep a lot. The marketplace was already taken, and now the merchant can also be done. And after that, Fly could go over to the enemy Murloc camp. The Murk camp would probably be a little too ambitious, but this map control might swing around soon as tier 2 is finally done for Infi, and we're gonna have the tier 2 tech coming in second hero, which is a Blood Mage second.
Yeah.
No? Mount? Okay.
Was expecting a little bit of clappy action as well, but not here. It's blood magic time. But Fly is pushing, trying to get rid of that blacksmith. That would mean no rifles, no upgrades, no... Yeah, no, that is pretty much it. For now, at least. And does he have pillage already? Not yet. In good old orc fashion, you only research when you attack and already do damage, so it's finished when you retreat.
Infi's trying to hold here. And I guess the purpose of this Blood Mage is just spam Siphon on the AM and have more and more Water Elementals. Because against double enemy ranged heroes, the Siphon can never really be too effective. But what is effective is the footy harass in the main. Mining there completely prevented the defend being super effective. In the meantime, one footman in the south also preventing the counter expansion, and Infi seems to find more and more footing this game.
Yeah, Infi is everywhere. North, south, east, west. This is problematic for Fly. And yeah, it probably was these 2 grunts that gave Infi the opening some hope again. But Blood Mage can take over as well, can also be dealt with, especially if you have a lot of raiders and a lot of Ensnare can prevent the Siphon. So I'm really questioning that decision, but so far Infi is handling this wonderfully, taking out raider after raider. But for how long? Can Fly find a way to take the lead again?
If the expansion finishes, everything is still doable. Oh, he's got banished first against the focus fire. Wow.
Ooh, little bit Thorazane-esque, eh? Wonderful. There's no magic damage, of course. Not a single unit can do anything to banish, except if you want Chain Lightning, of course, which is not the case yet.
That's pretty cool. Fun interaction there is also banish immediately removes Ensnare. So you can move the unit again, but it is slowed when banished. And again, the AM with the telestaff. Going over to the expansion. And of course, there's no shaman this game, so it's really hard to deal with these water elementals. Expo cancelled once more. And Infi, this is where he feels at home.
Yes.
These run-by styles, these expansions into harass, into delay, until he finally fully comes online with the late game arc.
Still some fights here, saving a lot of units with Banish. Not this one here. Made sure to cancel the Great Hall, and that is the success he needed, while Blade Master, Blood Mage, and rest of the army are retreating into the safety of this expansion where 2 towers are waiting. No shop here, though. But I guess so far the Blood Mage is doing a very good job, does what he wants to do, save a lot of units, while Infi is getting ready. So ready for 70 supply, 1,700 gold.
And this mainly Raider army is not going to be ready for that. Fly needs some kind of dispel, whether it be walkers or shaman. You need something, some form of casters, otherwise you're going to get outscaled really, really soon. Fly needs to do big damage here to somehow keep this game even. But he's got so much gold already. He's soon going to have that massive army. Oh, Blood Mage in trouble. Going to have to be given the Invo Potion. Infi always with the spells and items when he needs them. He's got the TP to get out of here as well. Needs to be careful about the Hex. And he does TP quickly enough so that the Hex wouldn't have been a danger. TP is behind the wall. And Infi just step by step having a beautiful game here and shows us just how good his human is. Such a shame that we rarely get to see his human in tournaments anymore. But when we do, it's always a treat.
Also, even more impressive to see how good he is with pretty much every race, but then his human is yet on another level. Absolutely crazy. Mass repair, also mass and snare. Fly is getting tons of resources from this, of course, but there's so much repair. What can he do against it? Looks like it's enough to hold for now. More end snares are flying. He's trying with Banish, but now the rifles are here and they gun down these raiders. Poor man fell of their wolves here. Fly with the telestaff now himself, able to defend his expansion, but for how long is the question. Archmage is coming at it again.
I think Infi could just muscle up to 80 here on tier 2 and close this game out, but he wants to enjoy it a little bit longer. He's going tier 3, ready to go into the high castle tech, while again finding the cancel. Absolutely amazing game by Infi. And by the way, this would definitely be the first time I ever see inner fire rifles, if we will get there.
Oh, he is indeed attacking, man.
Against Orc.
Yeah. I mean, there's no anti-casters, right? So why not? Why not give me polymorph? It's very good against raider attacks. Just make everything cheap.
But the raider damage against the buildings is still pretty scary. The tower defense has been very light. Infi in the past used to be known for having 1 million towers. That is certainly not the case here at the moment. The raider army is going to be completely outmatched by these rifles and casters. Sooner or later, Fly's going to have to TP out. He's trying to trade it somewhat favorably and again buy time for the expo. But at the moment, it's only towers coming there. No expansion, in fact. AM hits level 4. And if there was an expansion in the south, guess what? AM would have his telestaff ready again because there's an Invis rifle and he's staffing there right now.
This is gorgeous.
This is a crazy game. This is close to a perfect game, isn't it?
I'm in a little bit of awe how amazing they are playing this. Farseer follows the Archmage here, so 1 tower stays up at least. Blood Mage trying to do some damage here. A lot of slow and fly. You're really getting trouble with not having any anti-casters and any dispel. You're getting slowed all the time.
Yeah, this was the strategic choice he went for. He thought the only way he could win this was with full map control, pick off tons of units, and maybe kill some buildings. But that Banish saved so many units. Banish first. Who the hell does that? And we can still see it being effective here.
Oh.
So much mana.
Banish.
And there it is again.
Can't hit what you can't see, basically.
Banish, dude. I think that's the thing that Razorman is most afraid of in the world. Banish. Because then he can't mass and snare lock anymore. And it's such a beautiful counter as well here against these raiders. AM in a bit of trouble. Oh, Hex on the Blood Mage in the back, and that might finally lead to a kill or a TP forced. Indeed, TP forced. Smartly realized by Fly. Hexing the Blood Mage, preventing the banish, and the expansion might in fact finish finally.
Alrighty, we got a €15 donation, by the way, by Hazel. Trans rights, he says. Very important indeed. Thanks for raising awareness for that in a interesting way, for sure. So, tier 3 is finished. We get Inner Fire. And what else? Paladin and upgrades. Nothing too flashy, nothing too stylish yet. Of course, staff, very, very helpful. It's just wave after wave crushing onto Fly's shores.
Yeah, Fly didn't even try to defend this expo. He is of the opinion that he can't take a fight, and I'm pretty sure he's right. You only got raiders, they're all slowed. His only option to win this is through building kill. A couple of casters were sent back by Infi to apply slow, but those can also be sniped pretty fast. But Infi gets the expo cancel, TP's back to save his casters, lost only a single Sork.
Remo, we are 50% away from Sorcerer's Master Training. Do you think he will give us a couple of polymorphs? Is he so nice to us today?
Absolutely, he's got the mana, doesn't he? 250 mana is what it costs, I think. I'm not even sure.
It's
I think
so
it's 250
much.
or 200.
It's a
I think
lot.
it's 200, right? 250 for possession and 200 for polymorph, maybe.
Let's settle on a lot.
It is a lot. Oh,
It's a
Fly doesn't know yet that he can do it with F5. Maybe I should tell him. You think that he would appreciate that bit of information right now?
Right now, yeah,
You
absolutely.
can also do it with F5, bro.
What? Also, after the game. Oh, look at this double lumber mill to wall off again. And now, I'm craving for some sheep. Give me some lamb. Not yet.
Sorcerers. There we go. Take the grunt.
No.
Never mind.
No fan service yet. Knights, Pally, the rest of the army gunning down this Great Hall once again.
Yeah, Infi has become so powerful, he can take half of his army only, and he would win a fight with that against the pure raiders.
Seriously.
And now we have Inner Fire rifles against Orc. That's a first for me, boys. 2-0 upgraded, super strong. Fly is looking for his opening, he's looking for the weakness, but Infi did a great job just hardly exposing any weaknesses, any weak links at all this game.
Okay, is there a speed scroll to get out? No, just a TP. Will we now see polymorph? No, just slow, so losing the blacksmith over it. When is it time for this cast of fireworks? Oh, he steps to the rest of the army. Is that the end? There it is. No, it's just a critter. Oh, I was so excited. Just a normal sheep. Just a normal sheep. Keep calm, everybody.
And the more efficient usage of mana is probably slow. He doesn't want to show it to us yet, but this is the last stand for Fly, and it's not looking good. He's trying to get to Torrent, but it's not going to be fast enough. Farseer about to drop without Stormbolt. There's of course not too much hero focus possible, but just the sustain is so strong. GG called.
Getting
We
robbed!
got a tied series.
We're getting robbed of polymorph, but we get the gift of yet another game and yet another map between Fly and Infi.
Pretty cool. I mean, that was very well played from Infi. And I honestly think the army was kind of funny at the end, but when you're in that position, I think you can pretty much go whatever army you want. In the past, we've seen Griffins, of course, seen Mass Casters with 3 Sanctums. We've seen Rifle Caster before. I think you can really do what you want, Mortars as well. But it's really impressive. It seems like Infi's taking a lot of damage early, but expanding against Farseer Headhunters is not something I thought you could even do. But he does it, and then past the point of losing some peasants early game, he just plays just perfectly, I guess. He just played a perfect game, but guess that just happened.
Amazing.
So well done. Incredible.
But also, like, Fly again had a good early game. The build worked out so well. He killed so many peasants. And then he loses 2 grunts, and he throws away the early game again. Are you serious?
Yeah.
It happens 2 games in a row. Fly, wake up, bro.
Wake up. Yeah, exactly.
It is late, I guess. It is very late in China. What time is it? Like
+6.
2 a.m., 3 a.m.?
1 a.m., I think.
1 a.m. Okay.
All right. It's getting there. It's getting there.
We got a nice Instagram message, by the way, by Jono saying, "Hey dudes, just wanted to message my appreciation for all the work you put in to keep our game alive and kicking. I think my girlfriend hates the sound of your voice, and that's the best compliment I can give you. Keep up the great work.
That's awesome.
Thank you, my man. Thank you also, Werewolf King, with the 29-month resub. We have one more map to determine which one of these Chinese Warcraft legends will make it through. Soin is waiting in the next round, which will also be our next game. Is it going to be Infi as random or Fly's orc?
All right, then. This is a pretty wild series. Who's going to face Soin in the quarterfinal? This is Last Refuge, and it is indeed the last game we got here. And it's pretty much a regame of Terraner Stand. Infi getting Night Elf once again.
All right, now this is interesting. Night Elf can be the best counter to Farseer Headhunters there is. Keeper goes for Entangle early, fends off the harass, gets level 3 fast, and then completely demolishes the Headhunters. But Fly, this time, not playing the Farseer Headhunter build, despite the fact that Last Refuge is a really good map for it. He's going for a normal grunt build. Is he just gonna go Blade Master? Dude, this is honestly so lucky by Fly. He's rolling the dice with these opening
What's going
builds,
on? What's going on?
And he might just be hitting it every time.
It's unbelievable. Does he just feel
Unless
it?
it's Farseer, of course.
Did he develop a sixth sense? No, Blade Master.
Something's going on. This is not right. Something's going on, dude. What the hell, Fly? I'm sorry, I'm muting again. What the hell, dude? What is wrong with this guy?
What is right with this guy is, I guess, the better off way to put it. Unbelievable. 3 out of 3 perfect answers.
Yeah, I mean, he probably has some calculated risks in there. He thinks, well, you know, I can eliminate some possibilities. Especially on Terraner Stand, it's pretty obvious, I think. On Terraner Stand, you're going to lose versus human anyways, so why play Farseer in the first place? But here, it's a very different story. This is a very playable map against human. If he was facing human, he would be in so much trouble. But that's not the case. He's playing against the Night Elf, and this is just looking like a normal opening build now. This is just what the normal meta is. Blade Master Grunts against Keeper.
Blade Master Grunts against Keeper indeed, and Fly is so good at that. He broke the chains that the Night Elves put at the Orc ankles when he pretty much destroyed Law-Lighted Moon at WCG around summer of 2020. Since then, things have changed quite a bit, and the Orcs felt hopeful again. First blood goes to Infi, as well as the little creeping here. Blade Master goes to the High Priest, gets an item here. And it's very close, but Infi sidesteps and won't feel how sharp this knife is.
Interestingly, Fly doesn't use the grunt to creep, which I talked with Hitman before, and Hitman told me, nah man, that's a bad idea. You see, Hitman? I told you. And he was scouting with it instead, wants to prevent the Keeper's level 2 as much as he can. And that's the weird dance early on Last Refuge. The Keeper would love to get level 3, but you can't get it safely anywhere. So you're going to try to threaten an attack into the Orc base, but the Orc is defending. So you're just kind of forced to run around at the very beginning. Usually creeping begins again once you get Huntresses. From especially Lawlight and Moon, we see a lot of hunts, or at least Hunter's Hall before tech nowadays. But here, it's a fast tech by Infi, no Hunter's Hall.
Huh. Is he going for this Terraner's build again? How is he the only Night Elf in the world that is not going for mass hunts tier 1 expo?
Yeah, this is very curious. This could be Talons as well. Especially on this map.
Oh,
it's pretty
yes!
good. A pretty good map for creeping second, third hero. Last Refuge always amazing for this. 1 peon down. There's going to be 2 peons dying. And this is painful in the lumber if you don't want to remake the peons. Nice deny though. Oh, that prevented level 2. Man, that was such a big deal.
Whew. Okay, so Willy walled this off. There's no Hunter's Hall. You're absolutely right. Tier 2, no Hunter's Hall, and what's the Ancient of Wonders on the high ground.
Oh, it's a Naga all-in push. Damn!
Whoa!
Infi risking it all. But Fly with the perfect play. He found the Wand of Illusion, which is great here. He pulls out the creep camp. He starts the creep camp with only Blade Master and 2 grunts, hires the mercenaries, and now gets a ton of experience and a big item. This actually slows down his second hero, but it might very well be worth it. You want to have a strong Blade Master if you want to defend against such a push. In the meantime, the Illusion's also harassing the creeping of Infi. Great play by Fly, and he shows very clearly why he is the best Orc versus Night Elf player in the world.
Exactly. So he sees that tier 2 is finished, he sees that there's no Hunter's Hall anywhere, and he knows that there's quite a few archers, and Infi positions himself in the middle of the map. That's a pretty good tell. Blade Master also gets a couple of HP points too. Shaman coming, reveal. Did not hit the Blade Master actually. Ooh, but Fly just a second too late.
Okay, we'll have to take out some archers over here. Also draining mana out of the Keeper, by the way, is valuable. Grunts creeping in the meantime. How cool of a play is this as well? If the Grunts come in, they might die, but they can creep and give the Blade Master level 3 that way. I guess actually he had the spell from Shadow Priest, but so perhaps he could have brought them. But anyways, Blade Master hunting down these archers more and more, and might be in trouble now. Entangle coming through. Oh my god, Fly, is it happening again?
No. Not even close, huh? Okay, and Infi just taps
GG.
out. He doesn't give us the big fireworks. You just sees, all right, that mid game was so bad, or that entire game was so bad that there's no chance for me to even start the push. And Infi, your quest to conquer the West didn't really work, my friend. Fly stopped you right away, and that gives us the chance for a WGL rematch of Fly and X-Lord, and I would love to see this.
What are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do if that happens?
Are you saying X-Lord is going to beat Foggy then? If that is the matchup?
Nothing's impossible. I said there's a chance, and
There is a chance.
And I would love to see that. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Great series, though. I mean, the last map ended a little bit earlier than I think we would have all liked, but game 1 was an insane start into throw into comeback by Fly, just the perfect Fly encapsulation. And game 2 was the perfect match by Infi after a Fly throw. But game 3, you know, Fly tied up his play and played it super solid, absolutely perfect. Him in a standard game against Night Elf, it's just truly a marvel to behold. But also, dude, how lucky Fly got with his opening build is pretty crazy. But, you know, sometimes luck's on your side, sometimes it's not.
I don't even know, like, who does that? That's like such a Fly thing. I'm just going to hard counter your build blind. And it's interesting because Last Refuge is the only map where you can kind of play Blade Master against human. We've seen, I think, Soen do it in the past. Lin do it in the past with a Torn Chieftain second. So you can't play Blade against human. So he just goes for it. And that creep route that he does where he skips the shop, you can do that against human as well. So I think it was all calculated. And the Farseer Headhunter is good against Undead on Echo Isles as well. So I think these were all calculated. And honestly, maybe Infi getting a little bit unlucky that he rolled the wrong race against what is probably the best strat against random on those respective maps. But that's just so crazy, dude. I can't believe it that he got the right build 3 times. What the hell?
Yeah, it was the question, will the World Cyber Games champion stay here in this tournament, or the Warcraft Gold League champion and WCG champion prevails, and Fly is with us here. We'll go into an Orc Mirror here. That is a lot more predictable, but one of the most unpredictable Orc Mirrors in the world, as he's going head to head with Soen right now. Next, Bido, anything you want to add here?
I mean, I would have loved Infi's what was it, quest to conquer the West, but I mean, my prediction was Fly beating Infi, so it was so far, I don't want to say that I know I get everything right, but he's going up against a really tough opponent. He's got a tough run. Like, Fly to make the finals, like, he has to play some of the best players of this tournament, like, right off the hype, like Infi, then Soen. Then you're looking at possibly X-Lord, Insup, or Foggy, or Neutron, and then you go into the finals. So it's a really tough run for Fly, but if there's any Orc that can do it, it's probably him.
All right then, quarterfinal coming up. Fly versus Soen afterwards. Xlord versus Insub. EU versus NA Undead Mirror, and Foggy versus Neutron in the CIS Night Elf Mirror, plus the remaining quarterfinal to determine all the games that we will see on Championship Sunday. Small little break, chance for you to head over to Matcherino and boost this prize pool. We are closely above 5k, but you can make it even bigger. War 3 Champions on Matcherino, !W3C finals. Also War 3 Champions merchandise available on our shop. That is shop.backtowwarcraft.com, and we'll be right back in 4 minutes with the wonderful Orc Mirror.